Are you ready to transform your summer into an epic splash-tastic adventure? Say goodbye to wasteful, single-use water balloons and hello to the ultimate in reusable, eco-friendly fun with reusable water balloons. Check out the link in the video description to get yours on Amazon today.
J.D. Vance, nominated this week to run as Donald Trump's vice president, is what an all-American working-class hero looks like. It's not always pretty. Vance, like his tango-tinted boss, is an avowed American firster. Unapologetically nationalist. Protectionist. Isolationist. Vance could not give a damn about Europe, including Ukraine. It was Vance, the boyish senator from Ohio, who joked that the first Islamist country with nuclear weapons is, wait for it, the United Kingdom under our new Labour government. Which gives you some idea of how much J.D. Vance values the special relationship between the US and the UK. He couldn't care less. Anyone still dreaming of a US-UK trade deal should not hold their breath. The future Trump administration is where the special relationship will go to die. All those wars for freedom we fought together, all our deep cultural bonds, the ties of our common language, it won't mean a hill of beans. Yet there is much to admire about the future Vice President Vance. Trump seeks to appeal to the left-behind Americans. But Vance was one of them. I first encountered Vance when I read his best-selling book, Hillbilly Elegy, a shocking and moving memoir about his deprived upbringing in the Rust Belt of Appalachia, which was later made into a Netflix film. The abandoned son of a man I hardly knew and a woman I wish I didn't, he said of his parents. His mother, played by Amy Adams in the Netflix film, was a hopeless drug addict. She was there to tearfully applaud her son when he became Trump's nominated running mate. But it was his beloved grandmother who raised J.D. Vance. He joined the Marines, went to Iraq, put himself through Yale University working multiple jobs, became a lawyer and made a fortune investing in Silicon Valley. And, like it or not, Vance speaks in the authentic voice of the American working class. We have had our share of working class heroes. Lee Anderson, 10 years a coal miner, made the journey from Labour to the Tories and finally to Reform UK, and our own Trump, Nigel Farage. The big difference between J.D. and Lee is their proximity to power. Vance has an excellent chance of becoming the American president after Trump, while Anderson belongs to a protest party with 5 MPs, who will never get anywhere near 10 Downing Street under our first-past-the-post voting system. Reform's only superpower is that, by dividing the vote on the right, they will always have the ability to prevent the Tories from winning a general election, and let in Labour, which is an extremely crap superpower. But we understand now that the right, divided, will always be defeated. It is true that the Tories, unloved after 14 long years in office, also lost votes to Labour, the Lib Dems and the monster raving loony party. But the 4 million voters who defected to Reform are what destroyed any Tory chance of beating Labour. J.D. Vance is a hard man from a hard place. Trump's Veep will be no great friend to the UK. But when Vance speaks, millions of working-class Americans recognize him as one of their own. The Tories will never return to power until they have their own version of J.D. Vance, a man or woman who connects directly with the soul of the working class, and makes reform totally irrelevant. Until then, the Tories will remain parked comfortably on the benches of His Majesty's opposition, and looking rather relieved that, after 14 long years, it is finally all over. When the Princess of Wales took her seat in the royal box for the men's final at Wimbledon, the crowd gave her a bigger cheer than when Carlos Alcaraz beat Novak Djokovic in straight sets. Later that day, while Prince William and Prince George were watching the football in Berlin, Kate took a photograph of Princess Charlotte and Prince Louis watching the game at home in their England replica shirts. Kate sharing pictures of her children again means as much as the appearance at her beloved Wimbledon. Her fight against cancer is not over, but last Sunday felt like the start of her comeback, and a reminder of just how much her country has missed her. I would bet my life that Joe Biden will be gone within days. No doubt it is true that he has COVID, but to me that diagnosis feels like the beginning of the end. His closest allies want him gone. An Associated Press poll published on Wednesday said 2/3 of Democratic voters